This episode of the Damage Guild podcast is sponsored by listeners like you. Join the guild at patreon.com/damageguild to receive exclusive perks, member rewards, and bonus content.
Previously on the Damage Guild podcast.
Maybe we've got an airship we don't know how to fly.
We definitely do.
So now there's just the pilot left.
Azlo, it's time for you to charm this pilot.
The ship is starting to tilt.
This is our airship now.
Everyone you know and love is dead. Lay down your arms and go back and fly the ship for us.
We don't want to kill you. Why don't you just drive this thing, man?
Never! For the Emperor! So you knock him unconscious.
Knocks him out, tie him up, toss him in the corner.
Make him watch my poor piloting skills.
You grab a few levers, grab the wheel, recenter it, and the ship seems to be beginning to level out.
Niven, Olaf, Captain Clapton. Dude, we've got a full crew. We just got to round them up.
The whole time, this was a steampunk campaign.
Join us next time on The Damage Guild.
The Damage Guild.
In the clouds.
And we're not calling it the SS Stripey.
Alright, so would you like to head back towards the town?
I think, yeah, since Nafton is a bit of a drive or a flight from here, right? Why don't we scope out the city and see what the status of the battle is first before we make any other decisions?
Yeah, I think if nothing else, we need to check in and see how things are going.
How long did you say it has been since like the whole battle started and the ships came? A few hours?
Yeah, it's probably been a few hours since the very beginning of this.
Okay. Yeah, so let's fly back toward the city and see what we can see.
So from your airship, you can see the fleets out at sea have kind of formed a blockade, and they're currently just sitting there stable. There doesn't seem to be any fighting going on the water at the moment, but there are fires and other things scattered throughout the whole city. So you can see smoke rising in dark plumes from various buildings all around. Most of the city still seems like it's in decent shape, but the southern wall has taken some pretty serious hits with the orcs. You can see the orc army amassing along the south wall, and it looks like some of them might have broken through in front of the main gate there, but you can't be clear on exactly what's going on unless you go close.
I vote we go closer.
Do we have a spyglass? Didn't somebody have a... Azlo, don't you have a spyglass?
Let me check my inventory.
I think we considered buying one when we realized we had lots of money as far as D&D is concerned.
Yeah, I seem to remember a conversation in which Azlo suggested that we convert all of our money into spyglasses and then try to resell them on the open market at a profit.
I recall that as well, and we did not follow through on that plan.
Okay, so we don't even have one spyglass?
We have 0 spyglasses that I'm aware of.
Dang it. I'll just check mine as well.
Are we sure we didn't find one on one of the crew members or something?
I thought we had a spyglass at one point. Maybe we got it. Did we get it in the treasure hoard and then sell it? No, maybe not. Well, cripes. I roll up a sheet of parchment and look through it and put one of my feet up on the gunnel and pretend that I'm a pirate, even though it doesn't do any good.
What's the gunnel?
The side rails.
The railing.
Okay.
I think a spyglass only multiplies by ×2 anyway, but...
Oh.
So we just look really hard instead.
Yes.
And we fly a little closer.
So you fly closer. As you approach the wall, you can actually start to make out the fighting happening inside the gate. It looks like the orcs haven't rushed out into the rest of the city, but they've definitely breached that main gate, and they're being held back by the forces that are currently there.
Oh, crap.
Wow.
Is this the gate where Holy Hallenheim is fighting? Or is it the other?
Yes.
Okay. Man. The Aptivar? Oh, no, Aptivar's on the other side of the city, right?
No, this is the Aptivar Gate.
Okay. All right.
Onyx Gate's on the east side.
The Aptivar Gate has fallen!
Well, it is falling.
As we speak.
It's only a matter of time now.
I think the real question here is, can we fly within 60 feet of that gate? Because if so, we can web that gate.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure we can fly within 60 feet of it. Is it a good idea?
Do we want to? Yeah.
Do we want to, do a drive-by? Like a dive bomb sort of deal? Tokas, how you feeling, bud? I start rubbing Tokas' shoulders through his armor.
Nothing other than... Yeah. I mean, I feel awful. Like, that was a tough fight, but I'm up for saving our city.
All right. I give you a little neck rub. I slap your cheeks a couple times. All right, Tokas. Focus, Tokas. This is it, buddy.
Wait, hold on. We don't even have to get within 60 feet of it. If you tie a rope to my ankle and dangle me off the bottom of the ship,
yes,
then I can get within 60 feet and the ship will be fine.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. Or we get within whatever Tokas' vertical jump range is with the ring, and then he jumps down and webs like crazy and then jumps back up.
That doesn't guarantee a safe landing. It just lets him jump really high.
Well, then we dangle Tokas, and then he jumps back up after he's done. How high can you jump, Tokas?
It's only like 20 or 30 feet, right? It's closer than...
I thought it was more like 50 or 60.
Well, so first of all, Brian has the ring of jump.
I do.
I ran out of slots with the axe.
Okay, but Azlo's strength isn't as high as yours, so...
No.
Yeah, I'd have to unattune for one of those 3 items, reattune to the ring of jump.
That takes an hour.
Right, just like what Thane said, it takes an hour.
Yeah. Right, well, dangling by the ankle it is. All right, Azlo, I'll tie you off.
I like the idea of doing a drive-by and trying to support Hallenheim and the other soldiers fighting that way.
Yeah. I mean, we were going to give him the Wand of Web, and then we didn't, so it would only be, like, poetic justice for us to, like, come back in and use it to help him.
It'd be a great cinematic moment if this story was told from Hallenheim's perspective.
Yeah, exactly. And the writings of Holy Hallenheim, like, read 100 years later. And then the brave heroes of Nennept flew in on their mystical airship. Oh, yeah, speaking of mystical airships, when we were investigating before, here's a thought that I had, but may have not mentioned. Can we tell whether this ship is like they found the plans on how to build an airship somewhere and built it, or does it look like an antique that they took out of like an old hangar or storage or something?
It looks like a new ship.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. So they built it. Dang.
That's kind of what I was figuring. They somehow found like the schematics or blueprints or something. And
I mean, we're seeing the 2 artifacts powers on display. They fully know how to use the scepter, and I think the airships are the fruits of the throne. The throne makes you really smart and stuff.
That's true. I hadn't thought about that.
So like even maybe just from like some fragments or looking at like the cave paintings or whatever remnants we have of things pertaining to the airships, they're really smart guys. We don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
You can't think that way, Tokas.
They like jumped ahead several millennia in technology.
Yeah, talking about the differences between our arch enemies, Felmandar and Shaddagoth. I mean, Felmandar is really charming, but I guess from sitting on that throne all this time, Shaddagoth must be super smart.
And super lazy.
Yeah, his brain is like sticking out of his head. Like,
yeah, he probably looks like the leader from the Marvel comics with just like the giant head.
So, you tie Azlo off on a rope?
No, I think I'll stay on board the ship, preferably.
We just set him on the bow like a masthead. You know, like they have like those mermaids like right on the keel of the ship, and like he does like the flying arms thing or like some like heroic pose, but he's actually holding a wand. And then we spray paint him gray, so everybody thinks he's just like
right, so the orcs
we spray paint him brown.
Bows.
Yeah. Or we raid the bilge and like we take all the bilge water and smear it all over him so he's all brown. And then he looks just like a piece of wood that's part of the ship, and then we strap him to the front of the ship holding the wand, so everybody just thinks he's a masthead and they don't try and shoot at him.
Can you throw in a couple barnacles here and there just to complete the look?
Okay, just for effect, complete the look. And then when you get close enough, you just, zap it. I like that plan.
Yeah. A couple questions. We're pretty sure that regular arrows can't puncture the balloon, right?
You've never shot the balloon, so you don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Because if so, then we need to not do this plan.
Well, we figured, my suspicion when we were attacking the balloon was that if I were to try and start shooting at it, it wouldn't really do much good. I kind of felt like my arrows would just bounce harmlessly off.
Yeah, it's unlikely that a single arrow shot would severely damage it, but, it could potentially start leaking if they get a few lucky shots in or something.
Okay, bummer.
Yeah. Well, let's just give the DM all the ideas. I think we should go for one pass and see how many orcs shoot at us. Like, Shabba, you're a ranger. Can you keep count? If it's more than 5 orc archers start to aim at us, I think we shouldn't come back.
I mean, don't they have like 5,000 in their army? I feel like their archery section is going to be a little more than 5.
Yeah, but they're busy fighting a war.
That's true.
Yeah. Also, they have no idea.
They don't have any reason to know that we're not on their side. They think
Exactly.
that the ship is theirs.
Unless we've... Did we decide to sail the AAA flag a little bit ago?
We talked about it, but I don't know whether that was a joke or that was actually real. So let's take that. If we do have that flag, let's take it down. I don't think we do, though.
Okay, we unfurl the AAA flag and we sail the cultist flag.
We're in disguise. If anybody's going to shoot arrows at us, it's going to be our own men from the city.
Yeah, don't they... Hold, that's a great point. These were, until very recently, cult airships.
Right, so the orcs think that we are on their side.
We're friendly to them.
Yes.
Yeah, and we just missed with our magic.
Right.
From their perspective.
So they're not going to shoot at us.
Oopsie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, sorry about that. Right.
We were trying to help you.
Yeah, and I think especially if we swoop down from behind our guys, and then Azlo, you cast a well-timed message to Hallenheim, be like, "It's us on the airship. Don't tell your men to shoot at us." And then we swoop in.
And then we also message the orc war chief and tell him, hey, we're here to provide air support.
"It's us on the airship. Don't shoot at us."
We'll play both sides of the battlefield.
Yeah. Right. All hail Sharakoth and the Emperor. Long live.
Yeah, exactly.
The dead Emperor.
Some communication would be good. That's actually a really cool usage of message idea.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's do or die time, right?
Yep.
I mean, Thane, you made it sound like the gates are going to fall unless we intervene. It's not looking good, right?
Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
I'll even go so far as to quote Starship Troopers here, and I'll say to you guys, "You want to live forever?"
Yeah. If I didn't have to drive, I have excellent ranged attacks, but so do you, Shabba. You have a magic bow. You could be shooting the orcs.
Does anyone have any spells that you can cast on your own? That would be helpful.
I can also hypnotic pattern.
I'm pretty sure I'm out of spells.
Do you have spell slots left?
You know, Thane, don't worry about the details, okay? No, I do not.
Tokas has 0, 0, 0. Yeah, I'm out of spells.
Yeah, that's really what I was asking about. Do you have spell slots?
I could spike growth an area in front of the gate that the orcs are running toward, or running through.
You have a spike growth charge left?
I have 1 first level and 1 second level spell slot left.
Oh, wow. That would be a game changer.
Yeah, if you spike growth...
If you put it right in front of the entrance, then every single orc who wants to get into the city has to go through that spike growth.
Right.
Brian, could you message Hallenheim and get him to draw the forces back into the gates? We drop a web to buy them time to retreat, and then Jay could drop his spike growth in the median.
I think Thane said that they're already breaking through the gates. Like, the gates are already broken open. The forces are spilling in, and they're just, like, holding them off.
So it's already prime.
Yeah, so there's already like a semicircle of battle happening on the inside of the city, past the gate. It's a relatively small area.
Yeah, I like the idea of thorning a choke point.
Yep.
Like,
Right.
the gate could be the perfect spot for that spell. And then you wouldn't have to worry about holding concentration, because we're hopefully not taking on flying orcs.
Yeah, true.
Like, their orc
true.
mages just, like, start casting fly on their, like,
Yeah.
their lieutenants, and they, like...
Right. It'll last 10 minutes. Up to 10 minutes. It's a 40-foot long, circle, 20-foot radius. And the range is 150 feet.
Whoa.
So it's longer than web.
On second thought, let's just do that, because web, they'll be able to break through it.
Web counteracts.
Yeah, they counteract each other. So let's just do that.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Cast it and then fly away.
It's a lot safer height.
And it's a safer height.
How high can you shoot arrows from, by the way?
Longbows.
150 is short range and 600 is long.
Because I also have a really long... My fire vials are 120 feet max.
Yeah.
What about you, Brian? Don't you have a ranged weapon?
I have a hand crossbow.
What's the range on that?
Short range is like basically 10 feet. Long range is like 20. No, it's like super short. it's not worth
short,
mentioning.
yeah.
That's how bad it is.
But what happens mechanically if you shoot ranged weapons from a high altitude?
Nothing.
Nothing changes in game terms?
Yeah, let's not worry about it. Let's just do the spike growth plan.
Yeah.
Okay, well, no, spike growth and maybe rain down, like, we park the ship in hover mode.
Then we become a target for all the longbows in the army.
We need to do a drive-by.
But they can't shoot this high.
Well, if we go down to 150 feet, the longbows can absolutely reach us.
Okay, so we do spike growth as a passerby, and just be like, you got this, Hal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We give him a huge boost, and then we leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should message him while I cast spike growth and be like, you're welcome.
Message is only 120 feet, so...
Okay.
You get a little bit closer to do a message and one fire vial along with the spike growth.
All right, then write a message to him. I'll tie it to an arrow and then shoot one of Hallenheim's servants so you can be like, message for you, sir.
Perfect. All right, that's our plan.
All right.
Here we go, team.
Let's do this.
Well, we start with the spike growth, and maybe we make a pass and see how the fight is doing.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it'll probably take a little while before you can see the effect of it.
So you said you have a hypnotic pattern.
He doesn't have any spells left.
Oh, no. Okay, neither do I.
I have 1 second level spell slot left.
What would that even cast?
Nothing relevant in this situation.
All right, so we do that.
Wait a minute. Maybe we're looking at this from the wrong perspective.
Nope, don't think so. Let's do this. Let's get this done.
We have an airship.
Right.
But we're out of gas.
We're not out of gas.
No. We are out of gas. That doesn't mean that the citizens of this city are out of gas. What if we did a pass by, pick up some of those mages or whatever, pick up some people that have gas, and then get them on the airship with us?
Well, I mean, at this point, it's been over an hour since you last were at the guild. All of those mages have probably been
dispatched,
engaged somewhere.
I'm assuming anyone who's combat worthy is in combat right now.
And also, they're probably running low on spell slots, because if it's been an hour of fighting, they've probably used all their high-level spells by now.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, if we see maybe some mages or archers we could pick up, we pick them up.
Pick them up!
Give them that aerial advantage.
Just drop a ladder, and whoever jumps on, come on up.
I think getting to where you could pick people up would bring you down to the ground close to the battle.
Yes, it would. Yeah, anything we do from this ship that's blatant attack makes us a target.
Yeah. Let's go spike growth plan.
Cast the spell and keep moving.
Okay, I like the spike growth plan.
All right.
So we do that.
We do it. We do it and we succeed.
So you
what
go
happens next?
Full speed from inside the city towards the Aptivar gate. Shabba is leaning over the edge just to keep it in sight, and as soon as it comes into range, you cast the spike growth, and thorny vines erupt from the ground and clog up the whole front of the orcish army. You see confusion in their ranks as they're clearly unsure what's going on, but you zoom straight past, and...
Not before I shout, "Ah, take that, you filthy greenskins!"
You seem to also have caused equal levels of confusion amongst your own troops.
Take that, you filthy us people.
But they seem surprised in a more positive way.
Sweet.
Yeah, you fly by before anyone has a chance to start shooting at you. The orcs, it looks like, weren't even paying attention, really, as you approached. You did draw some looks from the other soldiers, and some of them had looked like they were preparing to take shots, but since you just went by without actually doing anything, they didn't shoot at you. At least from their perspective, you didn't do anything.
We could have taken some friendly fire,
Yeah.
Spike growth plan was best plan.
Agreed.
I mean, it should be a significant help, but it'll probably take a few minutes before you can actually see any of that happening.
I mean, we're out of juice, right? The only other way we could meaningfully help is to park the ship, which we don't know how to do.
Right.
Park the ship and get down and just do, like, our mundane attacks.
Or kamikaze the ship into the orc army.
Yeah, I like that plan, too.
Okay, we do that. We do not do that. We save the ship, and I think our next. Well, actually, so let's fly. Let's do a flyover of the Sapphire Saber and see how they're doing. If whatever we can tell from the sky.
Yeah, let's gain a little bit of altitude, maybe, as we do that.
Mm-hmm.
You head over towards the Sapphire Saber. There are a couple of people who look like they've been posted outside, but it looks relatively deserted just on the outsides from what you can see in the air.
Deserted. Oh, man. Could we get close enough for that message idea? Because I can't land this thing, right? We were going to crash the ship.
As far as we know, yeah.
But I could, like, kind of try to steady it and hover it above.
Yeah, you can control it well enough that you could park over the Sapphire Saber.
All right, well, as long as I don't have to parallel park. We'll be fine.
So as we've been flying to the Saber, I've been folding up a bunch of sheets of parchment that I found below, and I give each of us a paper captain's hat, like one of those paper boat hats, but it has instead of a skull and crossbones like pirates, it has a Stripey and crossbones, like Stripey's head, just in honor of Stripey, our fallen comrade. So could you guys please wear these? It would make me feel a lot better.
Well, how much better would it make you feel exactly?
like a significant amount better.
Like really a whole lot better?
Like a whole +1 bonus to his morale.
Like significant enough that if you don't wear these and go and talk to Tafe and our friends in the Sapphire Saber while wearing them, then I will fall into a deep, severe depression because Stripey's gone.
Shabba, you are an excellent flint napper. Okay. I just want to make sure you know that. You're really, really good at what you do.
But not so good at folding paper, I'm guessing.
I will wear this for you, Shabba. And he sadly dons the hat.
E2, Tokas?
Yeah, Tokas swaps out his wig and puts on the pirate hat.
Nice.
I do just like a silent fist pump to myself. Yes! Thank you. And I, of course, proudly wear mine.
Does Tokas give his wig to Shabba to wear? That's the question.
Yeah, I put the wig on over my pebbly protrusions, and then I put the pirate hat on over that.
It's actually a good color for you, Shabba.
Except the wig is sideways. How do you think I look with hair?
If this whole campaign, if we'd bought an alternative wig, we could have all three had halfling hair.
That's true. All right, we got to go back and redo it. Do it all over again.
All from the beginning.
All 5 years worth of recording.
Take it from the top, fellas.
It's been 5 years, right?
Yeah.
It has.
5 years.
It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
This October, will it be 5 years this October or 6 years since we started recording?
I think 6 years since we started recording this October.
Wow. And then April was when the first episode.
Yeah.
We released the first
April,
episode.
exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy to us on this side because if you're a listener and you binged it in a month, you just sped through 5-ish years of our lives.
You basically time traveled through our lives.
I mean, you know us better than we know ourselves, to be honest. You're our closest friends.
Speaking of our closest friends, I will try to message our closest friends in the Sapphire Saber.
Okay.
So Tokas, you bring us in, but we'll, of course, we'll scope things out and see how things are going around the Sapphire Saber first.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they've maintained order in the area, so there aren't people running all over the place like you've seen in some parts of the city. There's relatively little damage here, but there's not a strong presence visible from the outside. You don't know if they're all elsewhere in the city. Probably a lot of them are, but there might be some people still stationed inside as a command post or something.
Okay, so
Okay.
The cult didn't drop ship a bunch of soldiers into the city from above.
Not that you've seen. I mean, you haven't flown all over the whole city.
Yeah.
And there is smoke and stuff rising from burning buildings still. So it's hard to see, clearly.
Well, no, if they deployed shock troops, they were going after the king and crown, I imagine.
That's fair. They wouldn't have any reason to attack the most well-armed and armored building in the whole city.
Yeah.
Sapphire Saber.
Can we see the castle from here?
You can see it up on the hill with its own separate wall around it.
How's it looking?
It doesn't look like the castle's taken heavy damage, but again, you're not very close, so you can't see details.
I take out a parchment and I write, "Dear King Ormog, we miss you. Love, Shabba, Azlo, and Tokas." And I wrap it around an arrow and I fire it towards the castle.
Do you aim for one of his servants?
Yeah.
Yes, I am one of the king's servants.
Some guy up on the battlements who's just out from the evening stroll. Oh, good to get some fresh air.
Definitely.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, Tokas, bring us in close.
All right, bringing him in, boss.
That's definitely what the airship sounds like.
Like a Jetsons mobile.
Right.
So you come to a stop, and I guess, you want to slide down ropes to the ground?
I will try messaging first. So I try messaging Tafe and the one lady who helped us train in the training room.
Elendria.
And the other person who was really cool.
The Drake is probably, some call him the Drake. He's probably the only one who may not be fighting.
That's true.
I think Tafe may be fighting by now. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll try the Drake. Drake. Come in, Drake. Do you hear me?
How does the message spell work? Do you have to know who you're talking to?
It's like 120 feet if you can see them, or if you know them and you know that they're there, it can go through walls, something like that.
So it is important.
I just imagine like the city is being attacked and it's like half in flames and Ribbon End is just standing at the front desk while there's like elevator music playing, like do do do, and then it flashes to outside and there's orcs like chasing women and children. And it goes back and he's like tapping the desk and twiddling his thumbs and
Listening to headphones.
right, headbanging to music.
So you try to message Eldrak, and you get a response. He says, I'm here. I hear you. What do you need? What's going on?
Eldrak, it's me, Azlo Tendertoe, from the AAA team. I'm a Sapphire Saber guild member.
Yes, I remember you.
Yes.
It's good to hear.
Yes, it's me. Did you know that the city is under attack?
Yes, a number of us have taken shelter, those who are not prepared for combat.
Excellent. Good to know. Who is still at the Sapphire Saber?
That is an excellent question.
I would like each of their names, first and last, and a little bit about their backstory.
And their skill sets.
Yeah, their character level.
Yeah.
Right, their class.
What's their deepest, like, personal wound that they've received?
Their greatest weakness.
Yeah.
Their biggest strength.
Their zodiac signs.
And most importantly, are they willing to go on an adventure?
The only one of the Adamantite members still around is Kerdreiden Aendu.
Kerdreiden Andrew.
Aendu. Kerdreiden Aendu.
You're gonna have to go ahead and spell that for me, Eldrak.
I believe that's Kairindin. Okay.
Cerdradyn.
Okay.
Aendu.
Oh, and she's Orichalcum?
He's Adamantite.
Oh, he's Adamantite, okay.
He's Adamantite. He is one of the founding members of the Sapphire Saber.
Oh, wow.
Well, we never met him, so he must not be that important.
Yeah, you haven't met him. He's an elf. You've heard about him, at least.
Okay.
You don't know really much about him.
Any idea where Tafe is? Ask him if he knows where Tafe is.
Do you know where Tafe is?
Last I heard, he was going to help deal with the airships that were attacking the city.
And what about Elendria?
Elendria? She might be down at the south gate, or perhaps watching the ships in the west.
And actually, when you say Tafe going to help with the airships, how was he doing that? Was he going to fly up there?
All of a sudden, Tafe becomes visible as he lands on the deck. And he just stabs one of us in the back. Oh no! The blade just sprouts from our chest.
It was me.
Tafe, it's us! It's us!
He and a detachment of spellcasters went out to combat the ships in some way. I think he was just taking command of the troops. I don't know what his actual plans were.
Okay, all right.
Do we want to send an emissary down to talk with the Orichalcum guy?
Adamantite.
Kerdreiden Aendu.
Kerdreiden. It's hard.
Oh, it's hard to see.
Hard to see.
Kerdreiden. Okay.
Yeah, I think it is worth doing that. The other thing I hadn't considered is that it'll be especially hard to recruit Sapphire Saber members to help us go fight the cult, since they're like already fighting the cult.
Well, but he's not.
Good point.
He's posted up.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, I'm starting to zoom out and wondering, should we wait until this battle's over and then recruit Sapphire Saber members to go with us?
Yeah.
Well, the advantage we were hoping, though, and one of the reasons why we wanted to hit the main base, I think that's fine logic if we wanted to recruit better, like a dream team, but we wanted to fight the cult while their resources are split.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, namely, the Scepter.
It's going to take you a long time to reach the Caldera, even with the airship. It's not like you could just fly there today.
Yeah.
Right, but if we start our flight, even even if we just get there a few hours before they do, while they're wrapping up this battle,
That's a good point.
That's a big difference.
That's a very good point, Tokas.
Yeah, however, we know that the airship can travel faster than people on foot. We know how fast it can go because we tried to fly up to it and it was very fast. However, we do not know the extent of their teleportation technology. What if they can, like, create a portal and then just be like, next, 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 and then just have a bunch of dudes walk through in a line and immediately get back to the caldera? We have no idea whether they have that capability or not.
That's also true.
That's fair. They could just do that. We're going to lose the war anyway if they have that power. I would merely say I like the Hail Mary. I know I've pitched it before, right? Not that this is football, but I like this play because I think if we wait, we're just going to continue to lose to the fact that there's so much more strategic and smarter and well-resourced. A lot of their resources are deployed on this battle. I don't think they're expecting a hit on their home base during this battle.
Right. Okay, humor me for a moment. I go below decks and check on the food stores on the ship. Because I cannot forage on a wooden deck in the air. I mean, I could shoot down, like, seagulls and stuff, but you guys don't want to eat...
They have to land on the airship.
Yeah, you guys don't want to eat flying rats, do you?
Okay, so if you go below decks, they've got a few crates worth of food, so they have a decent amount of rations. It would last for... I mean, if there's just the three of you, it could last for like a month or two.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
All right, so we're good on provisions if we do want to make that journey.
And I think we had determined that, you know, getting to the caldera on foot would be like months, right? It's a long, long journey.
Yeah.
So we have to assume that flying is a lot shorter than that, even if it's a couple of weeks. Would that be a rough 2 or 3 weeks, like... or even a week or something like that?
You're not sure exactly how fast the ship can go, but somewhere around 2 weeks is probably a good ballpark.
All right, so we should be fine on food. Yeah, if they can teleport ahead of us, then we're out of luck anyway.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the caldera is roughly 2,100 miles away from you.
Whoa. That's a lot of miles.
This is not a short trip.
So we're going to burn all the crystals on the airship to get there. They probably had enough crystals stocked to get here and back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So we don't know exactly how fast the crystals burn, but logically, they probably would have had enough crystal storage to do the trip they intended to do.
Yeah. Now, whether we can get back here after we get back to the caldera is another question.
Azlo, I hate to break it to you, boss. I don't think we're planning on a return trip.
We might not be. Yeah. We might not be coming back.
Right.
And we can let the people that we recruit for this know. By the way, all our hope isn't necessarily in this adamantite member. We just heard from the Drake. We just heard from him what Tafe is up to. We could try to find Tafe. If we can't find him, so what? And then we also know where Elendria is. She's at the southern gate. So we could grab those 3 people. We know where they are.
You know who we know exactly where they are?
That's right.
Who wants to come on one last adventure for old time's sake?
The Drake?
The captain himself.
The old captain. Captain Clapton. I think it's time.
We'll just tell him it's an ocean ship instead of an airship. He won't know the difference.
Yeah, thematically, it would be really cool to have the captain.
Climb this 50-foot ladder into our rope ladder into our airship. I mean, into our sailing ship.
Right. Yeah. Also, I just happened upon a sentence in my notes, my campaign notes. A very interesting sentence given where we are right now. The sentence is, we don't know what the orcs' siege weapon is. We heard at one point that the orcs had a special siege weapon. Can we look and see what the siege weapon is?
You think they already used it to breach the gate? Like, I mean, the gate's open.
Yeah.
That's what siege weapons are for, opening.
Yeah, so that's why I think this battle is not going to end anytime soon, because this is, I think, intended to be, given the blockade at sea, I think this is intended to be more of a siege than an all-out invasion, although maybe they're being more successful earlier than they thought.
Are you saying that they've got reserve forces out? We knew that they were posted up a mile away from the castle. Are you saying that this is just some of their forces?
All I'm saying is that at one point we heard that they had a siege weapon, and we don't know what it is. So is it apparent now what that siege weapon might be by looking down at the battle?
You had seen some very fancy battering ram earlier. You didn't see it in action.
That rings a bell.
Yeah, so they used it to breach the gates.
Okay. So it was like yeah, that's right. I remember we drew the Grand comparison.
That's actually, though, something interesting to think about. They have camp some ways away from the city. What if we, set fire to the camp while they're away fighting the war, and then if they end up having to do a more prolonged war than they were planning, they don't have a camp outside the castle to return to? I mean, I guess they would just post up in the city where they've conquered, what sections they've conquered. I don't know if that's worth exploring.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, we could still burn up a lot of their supplies and stuff.
If it's not well guarded, I think it'd be easy to set that part of the forest. I mean, sorry, forest, but it'd be easy to set that part on fire.
Yeah, it's mostly plains around here.
Okay.
That's true.
Well, we'll steal their planes too then.
Yeah. We've got an airship. We'll take their planes as well.
I'm just saying, that's their supply. They'd have to rely on our city if we went and just burned up whatever camps they'd set up.
Yeah, we need to find a wizard who has several castings of fireball left and just bomb them.
Well, can we learn more about this adamantite member? We know what Tafe is kind of capable of, and we've worked with her before. We know what the other two members of the Sapphire are capable of. I want to learn about this other member.
Yeah, I think the way to do that is to go talk to them.
Yeah, I'll park.
All right.
And we'll see you in a bit, Azlo. Why don't you go talk to him?
All right, I go up onto the railing, and then I just swan dive off the railing.
Wait, no, I was like, what? No!
Don't worry, guys, I've got this.
Do you have something that can save your life?
No, I was kidding.
Oh, okay.
I think I rappel down, right?
Yeah.
Do a cool rappelling scene.
Unless there's a rope ladder, yeah.
Oh, yeah, is there a rope ladder, Thane?
Make sure you wear some gloves, though. Make sure you're not in shorts, because that's going to be painful on the old thighs.
I'd say, yeah, it makes sense for there to be a rope ladder on one side, so go down there.
All right.
Rappelling's faster, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And cooler.
And cooler. Yeah.
And also cooler.
Definitely
yeah.
style points.
We can always throw down the rope ladder if we need it for somebody else, if somebody comes back with you.
Okay.
All right, and so while Tokas stays near, I guess, sort of near the controls, I'll just keep a lookout periodically, looking over the side of the ship at the grounds and the building below just to make sure there's no funny business going on.
All right. So the men on guard are definitely surprised when you come up and stop above them. One of them shouts at the other one and sends him inside probably to send a message to people in charge. And then you come down.
Yeah, I lean over the side and say, guys, it's us. Don't worry. We've got control of the ship. But then, yeah, we come down.
Shouts back inside, wait, hold on. They're friendlies. We've got guild members here.
Yeah, just thumb out your badge.
Yep. I do so as I rappel down to the roof.
And it glints in the sunlight.
Pretty sure rappelling takes 2 hands.
Don't worry about it, Thane.
You get to the bottom, and they look at you and how did you manage to take the airship intact?
I run my fingers through my hair and I say, don't worry about it, fellas. That's another story for another time. Listen, we've got some stuff to do here. Is Kerdrayan in the building?
Yes, he's in the first council chamber.
All right, awesome. Thanks, guys. And I give them high fives, and then I run inside.
I message Azlo and I say, it's Kerdraden.
Kerdraden, yeah. That one. I go inside to the first council chamber and search for Kerdraden.
But first, it's time for another royal decree. This one comes to us from Danica, and it's dedicated to Reese. Danica says, Happy 14th birthday, Reese. You are such a smart boy and a good kid. I hope you get a treasure chest full of Kit Kats for your birthday. Maybe you will. Love, Mom and Dad, but mostly Mom. Clarice, from all of us here at the Damage Guild and across DGP Nation, we wish you the merriest of 14th birthdays, and may your Kit Kats be delicious and plentiful.
You open up the door to the chamber, and there are half a dozen people in here. There's like a war council happening. He's got a couple of casters nearby who look like they're probably in telepathic communication with other people elsewhere. And he's got maps of the city with little figurines marked around and all this stuff. So it looks very intense and serious.
Awesome.
Fancy.
Cairdraden himself, you can tell by the badge. Elven man, relatively young for an elf, probably. He has long, straight, silver-white hair and emerald-green eyes. His facial features are sharp and stern, although sharper as he squints in your direction. He's wearing elven chainmail under a dark green tunic with leather belt and boots, and a long, thin sword at his hip, with an empty quiver on his back. And he turns to you and says, "You're not one of my messengers. Who are you?"
Cairdraden, it is I, Azlo Tendertoe, of the AAA team. Guys, what level are we now? We're Steels, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
I'm a Steel member of the Sapphire Sabers, and I proudly thumb out my badge.
Also give him a business card.
Oh, also, here's our business card. I say a message back to Shabba. Thanks, Shabba. Here's our business card. AAA team, Azlo Tendertoe, proprietor. Call me, beat me, any way you need to reach me. And we are in need of your help.
Isn't everyone?
Yes, that is very true right now. We have successfully secured our very own cultist airship. I just let that hang for a second.
Yep, there you go.
Impressive. Are you planning to lend it to the fight?
I am planning to lend it to the fight indeed. The fight of flying to the caldera and destroying the cultist home base once and for all.
An audacious plan. He doesn't seem fully convinced from that statement. Hold on for a few minutes. Let me finish up here, and then perhaps I'll have a moment to talk with you.
Very well.
If you would step outside, he gestures dismissively.
You just stand there.
Yep.
You just
Like, that's
slowly crouch down until your head is almost below the level of the table, but your hair is still poking out. And then you see if you can listen.
Azlo says, "Oh no, it's fine. I don't mind. I'll stay." Oh, you want me to? Oh, okay, yep. And then I back out and shut the door. And I do the thing where I run my finger through my collar. And I'm like, ugh, that was a little dicey.
Ooh, a little bead of sweat going.
You can hear some voices through the door still as they're discussing plans and everything, but it's too faint for you to make much out. Then, after a couple of minutes, the door opens up, and Cairdraden is standing above you, looks down. Now, what was this about taking the fight to the cult?
Yes, we have we evaded the fight a little bit. First of all, we took over the airship, which was pretty awesome. But then we also flew down and cast a spell at the southern gate to help prevent the orcs from getting in. But we decided that one possible way to bring this global conflict to a close would be to go and assault their home base directly while they are engaged in battle here. If we can safely assume that most of their forces are here in the capital, then and if we can bring a strike force straight to their headquarters and take it down while they're away, then we might be able to cut them off at the feet, if you will.
Isn't it cut them off at the head? I thought the expression was...
Listen, feet, head, who's counting?
Cut the head off the feet. Cut the feet off the snake, is I believe.
Yes, cut the feet off the snake.
We want to cut off their brain.
Yeah.
Yes. As in the throne, as in...
This sounds like it's a plan that you've had going for longer than just these last few hours.
Indeed it is.
He ponders for a moment. You wouldn't happen to be the ones that have been dealing behind the scenes with TAFE, would you?
Dealing behind the scenes with TAFE? In what way?
It sounds like he's in on it because he's adamantite. He's high enough level that he's in on... He probably even had to ratify or approve some of what TAFE was doing through us.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, TAFE was the one who promoted us to Steels, so we can assume he had the go-ahead from higher-ups to do so, to fast track us to that level.
Yeah, okay.
TAFE has been up to something, and I have this sneaking suspicion that it involves you in this plan. I knew he was planning something big, but he wasn't letting the rest of us in on it.
We were working with TAFE discreetly on a mission that more or less has come to a close, but it was absolutely in defense of the city and of the king himself.
Now that I think about it, the king has mentioned you as well.
Popular fellows, what can we say?
Our reputation precedes us.
Yes, I've served the king as well as his father and his father before him. I will also trust your words. What would you ask of me?
Our idea was to bring some extra Sapphire Saber members with us to go assault the caldera. So we were wondering first if you would be willing to join us, and second, if you could help us recruit a few more for this special mission.
I do not believe it would be wise for me to go in person. I would draw far too much attention, and I am needed here to oversee the war. The king needs me as well. However, I believe I could spare a few men. Then again, it's not entirely up to me. We are a group of adventurers. We all have our own free will. But I know a few that I could call upon that might be willing to enlist.
Yes, we would be willing to take any help that we could get.
I would advise you to keep this mission secret. Do not go spreading the information, as we still do not know for certain who is trustworthy. Very well. I will contact those whom I can trust and see if I can bring together some small force to assist you.
Okay.
It may take some time.
How much time are we talking?
It will likely be a few hours before I have anything concrete.
Could we use those couple of hours to try to coax or recruit the two members in the city we are aware of, kind of where they might be?
Yeah, that's true, we could.
I would hate to just sit here for 2 hours. I feel like since this is in-game time where there's a literal war going on, so every hour of game matters.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
I say, thank you. I want to go talk to my friends about this. Shabba and Tokas, you probably know them. And I might come back in, but otherwise I think we can plan on that. Let me go talk to them and let you know if anything changes.
Very well. I have to return to my monitoring of the situation.
Yes.
Command post.
Good luck and Godspeed. For the king.
You as well. So you head back outside?
I'll just step aside and message them and basically relay everything I learned.
So you message one of them, they tell the other one. And
yeah, exactly. I say, what do you guys think? Is it worth waiting a few hours in order to get some extra help for this mission? Tokas, you were just talking about how every hour matters.
Every hour does matter, but we will have enough time to rest up on the trip there. I don't think we're enough. I think we were hoping for 1 or 2, I would assume. But yeah, I don't think we wait for the extreme. I don't think we wait for like a dream team roster of, all right, now we've got our cleric, now we've got our, and that's not what I'm proposing. I'm saying let's fill out the team as much as we can and get out of here. That's my thought. What do you think, Shabba?
Do you guys wonder what Blackplate is doing right now?
I don't know if we could afford her. We do have a lot more money now.
We do have a lot. Well, some of us have a lot more money, Tokas.
Than others. Yeah, that's true. She might really like this poison I bought. I mean, maybe she'd do it for the poison.
Maybe you guys could hit it off.
Yeah.
How did you get this?
We'll accept his offer, and in the meantime, we'll go talk to some other VIPs.
Yeah.
We know where she is the most, right? She's at the southern gate.
She's at the slug, yeah.
At the Salted Slug.
Oh, no. I'm thinking back to Elendria.
Oh,
yeah.
We know where Elendria is. We've worked with her before, so we have a relation there.
Didn't you? I think we don't know exactly where she is. She went off and...
He was saying she's probably at the south gate, but might also be at the western side watching the shore.
Watching the ships, yeah.
Southern gate is where all the fighting's happening, right?
Yeah.
If we have 2, maybe more hours of wait time, how do we want to spend those hours? I think we hunt after other recruits, because that night, those might not be the people that he strategizes and pitches to us. And guys, if we win the war, he's not going to be peeved at us that we took some of his other chess pieces out of play.
Sure.
He'll be very angry if he wasn't planning to send us with them. But if we win, it'll be hunky-dory.
Well, I think just like Caer Drayden, any of these, especially the high-level people like Elendria, who already have a role in this battle, they're not going to want to leave just to go on some mission if it means the city potentially falling.
Sure.
But you bring up a great point that we can go talk to Blackblade not just about her joining, but she's an information broker. She would know all the people in the city, all the other lowlifes who would be also willing to go join a mercenary crew for the right amount of coin to go fight a battle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
a good pirate ship needs a good pirate crew.
yeah, let's go straight to Blackblade and hire us a crew.
Right, and if we get a sufficient crew and then the Sapphire Saber falls through, we fly to the Caldera with a bunch of mercenaries.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying.
That's right.
Unfortunately, the Salted Slug is outside the city walls.
Oh, I thought you were about
What?
to say, unfortunately, the Salted Slug specifically is like raised to the ground.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's what you're gonna say too.
No, it's in the Fisherman's Wharf, which is outside the wall, right next to the Aftervar Gate District. So
So it's been overrun,
Yeah.
essentially.
probably, yeah.
So we don't know where to find her.
That was a really cool idea, though, Brian.
All right, to the yellow pages.
I like the idea of setting flame to the orc camps, that they're probably less attended.
Yep, we can still do that.
That could be a way that we help the war efforts for a couple hours, and we don't put the ship in jeopardy.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I think we still go try to find Blackblade and Captain Clapton. I think it's worth a search.
Definitely. We get the captain on speed dial, right? We just go to your old place.
That's true. We know where he probably is.
Well, he was also outside the city walls in the mole slums, but it's a little bit farther away.
Okay.
Maybe he's still there.
I mean, he actually is combat proficient.
Yeah, he's a fighter. So I will, rather than interrupt Kierdraden again, I will just, get someone nearby and tell them, like, just let Kierdraden know we're accepting his offer of finding a few good people to help us out, and then I go back up to the ship.
And we'll be back to pick them up in a couple of hours.
Yeah, in like 2 or 3 hours.
Have them be standing on the roof in full battle gear, and we will pick them up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Since we have an airship, he's probably just going to tell us where they are, and then we have to go
that's
pick
true.
them up. So we might want to get back earlier than later. I don't think it's going to take us that long to do what we're thinking of doing, right? It's Captain Clapton. If we can find Blackblade, it's a pretty short list, right? We don't need to do the whole try to burn the orc camps thing.
Yeah. What happened to the other pilot? Did we kill him, or did we just tie him up and take him hostage?
He's tied up.
So we have him. We really need someone else, like an understudy, who can fly the ship, don't we? Because you're going to have to rest sooner or later.
I don't know anybody else besides me that has the gnome benefits of technological stuff besides Murney. He's the only other gnome on the face of the planet.
Do you remember how we were trying to get Felmandar to confess those spells we were talking about? Could we use a zone of truth or detect thoughts or something like that to try and wrest the information out of his mind?
That's true. That's not a bad idea. Did we actually buy any of those scrolls?
I cannot recall. If
I
we
don't
did,
think
it was
we did.
not me. No. And you used the crown for that command spell, right?
The king has stuff that would be able to interrogate him as well, right? He's got that scepter of truth. We could drop him off at the castle. That could be one of the few activities we do.
Why don't we drop him off at the Sapphire Saber to Kierdraden and have him interrogate him? We have a cult member who was on a ship.
Could you, I was going to say, Azlo, could you tell what kind of magic Kierdraden seemed to be proficient in or up to?
Not really, just that they were managing the battle. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see him casting any spells. In fact, he had a sword and a bow and arrow, or a quiver of arrows.
Got an empty quiver.
An empty
Quiver, yeah. He might not even be a caster. He's just a strategist.
I like the idea of visiting the king. That's another... We have a lot of different ways we could spend these 2 hours, but we need to pick fewer. So what's top priority?
I don't think it's worth trying to interrogate the driver because we already sort of did that very briefly, and he said he would basically rather die than do anything to help us.
That's why I'm saying that if there's a resource at the guild who can do it in using magical
way.
means, they might have better results.
We got to fly back and go to that courtroom, right? They had a lot of amazing magic for interrogation.
Fly back to Marengar.
Yeah.
We'll just fly back to Marengar. We'll pick up Murney if we did that flight. How far away is Marengar and Murney?
A long way. Way longer than we have time for.
They're in opposite directions, too.
We have an airship, though.
Not even worth discussing.
Yeah. We have a long journey ahead of us.
Okay, all right. Murney could actually maybe drive this ship. I could probably tell him how it works.
Well, I was also thinking during the 2-week journey, you can be training one of us, or both of us.
That's true.
Wait, that's what we need. I think Jay hit the nail on the head. we need somebody that I could train to be the pilot, and then I don't have to be the pilot. I think that's very important.
Nibrin.
Nailed it.
Could we get Almar?
We could get well, I don't know if we could get Almar. He's got kids.
Okay, so not Almar. Nibrin.
Nailed it.
We'll pay him double what they're paying him at his new job.
Oh, a whole copper piece?
2 copper pieces a day.
Wow.
Okay, we'll actually pay him what it's worth to be an airship pilot. It is literally a job that hasn't existed on the face of this planet yet. Who knows what that salary is?
Yeah, Nibrin lives in Lytix Cross, which is only 2 towns over, just south of Lavik Mine.
Yeah, we could pick him up on the way to the Caldera.
It's not really on the way. We'd be heading west, but I mean, it's only a day or 2 out of our way.
Yeah, we grab him, and then we
swing southeast.
Maybe that's what we should have asked Kerjaden for, a pilot. Couldn't the Drake? What's the Drake doing? Isn't he just hanging out?
Yep, serving drinks, man. That's what he does.
I mean, couldn't he be the pilot? We're not asking him to be a combatant.
Maybe. I mean, after all, he is the Drake.
I'm just saying he's right here, and that might save us a trip. My brain is just like, who could possibly be trained to be the pilot?
Yeah, while you're going back through the lobby after talking to Kerjaden, you should just be like, hey, the Drake, wanna, come? Come on.
All right, at this point, I think we should... 2 or 3 of us or whatever go down there. We bring the captive with us. We ask if we can find someone to magically interrogate him, and we talk to the Drake and ask him if he wants to come.
Yes.
To be a pilot, to learn how to fly an airship, not combat.
So we tie the captive up by the ankles and then lower him down on the rope, bring him into Kerjaden and turn him over and say, hey, we need some information from this guy. He's a cultist.
He's a cultist airship pilot.
We don't have the spells to spare at the moment, but we'll deal with him when we have some time.
Okay.
He knows stuff. We just couldn't get it out of him.
Is there a jail somewhere in here where you can, or a holding cell where you can keep him?
A brig of sorts?
Yeah, he is a cultist, like a full-fledged, die-hard cultist. Like, if you give him half a chance, he will either off himself or try to attack you recklessly. So be wary. He's drank a lot of Kool-Aid, this guy. Let me just put it that way.
All the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, all of it.
We can put him in some of the empty holding cells that we have for monsters.
Oh, sweet. Preferably in one that has a lot of, piles of monster excrement to step in. That would be appropriate for this guy.
Alright, so they take him off your hands, and you go into the tavern area.
Yes.
This whole place has been converted. They've cleared out the middle area as much as they can. People are crammed inside. It looks like they took in a lot of the civilians from the surrounding areas. Eldrak is managing the area. He's actually wearing a weapon now. He looks like he's one of a handful of kind of defenders of this group, just in case someone comes through.
Nice.
And in the meantime, he's serving food, not just alcohol to everyone, but actual meals.
Awesome.
Just serving, shots of fire punch.
Making everyone as comfortable as possible while they wait here.
Yeah. Eldrak, good friend, good to see you again.
Some call you the Drake.
Welcome. You're not here to take shelter, are you?
We're here to take you, my friend.
Take you, shelter. No, quite the opposite. We're here to ask you out on a date of sorts. Would you be willing to go out with us? All 3 of us.
If we kidnapped you, that's the caveat. If we kidnapped you, would you go on a date with us?
This whole thing is going the wrong direction. I'm terribly sorry.
Hang on, let's just cut to the chase. We're looking for an airship pilot to train. We're looking to train an airship pilot.
We're looking for you to be trained to be an airship pilot.
Now, here's the thing. You came to us because you wanted to go on an adventure like old times. And we said maybe, and then we thought about it for a while, and we said, okay, fine, you can come. You can tag along, and we'll teach you some new skills. How does that sound?
Flying on an airship sounds like some fool's mission. I don't know how those things stay aloft. They could come crashing down at any time.
Oh, there's one hovering above the building just now.
Yeah, we haven't crashed it yet.
Yeah, we've been flying in it for the last several hours.
What do you think you're doing endangering all these people?
We're not endangering anybody. It's magic, dude.
Yeah.
Surely you of all people know what magic.
Oh, wait, am I down there too? Am I not at the controls?
You should probably be at the
bring me
controls.
down? Yeah, Tokas hops back on the rope ladder to go back up to maintain the controls. Tell me how it turns out, guys. See ya.
Honestly, it doesn't sound like a disaster waiting to happen. It sounds like a romantic children's story that we've all heard about the airships that once roamed the skies, and now it's become reality again. And you have the once-in-a-lifetime chance to participate in that reality.
In some ways, it sounds tempting, but I can't really hold my own in a fight anymore. That's why I'm not out on the front lines fighting like the rest of them.
That's why we need you as a pilot. You won't have to fight. All you have to do is learn the controls. Think about that, the Drake.
Think of it as an all-expenses-paid trip, vacation, to the shining southeastern shores of this continent.
An all-expense-paid vacation to the center of a volcano.
Listen, Shabba, stop. Okay? I'm trying to work this guy over here.
That's a good point you bring up. Where exactly would we be going, and how long, and...
Into the mouth of the enemy. Into the gaping maws of hell.
To a beautiful scenic location. It's got its own lighting and everything.
Naturally lit.
Yeah, natural lighting.
A red glow.
Powered by geothermal energy.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's hot. There's a hot spring that regularly bubbles forth. A very, very hot spring.
So
this would be past Engwald. Do you know Adar Lake? It's like almost there, but not quite there.
Oh, that was my confusion. There's Emdrin and then Embren Caldera. They're two different places.
Yeah. I've heard of Adar Lake. That's a long ways away.
Well, not when you have an airship, my friend.
But what about the city and these people here?
We are going to the Caldera for the precise reason of saving the city. Of cutting the feet off the snake. The Drake?
Do you want to be a part of that story, Eldrak? Think of it. It's a tale you could tell your children, and your children's children, and your children's children's children.
Don't make him think about his children right now. He's considering hopping on an airship with us for like 3 weeks.
Actually, he does have a family, if I recall. That's why he retired.
Yes, he does.
Well, don't think about them right now.
For once in your life, don't think about your family. Think about doing something for yourself. The Drake? In all honesty, the Drake, if you miss out on this adventure, you will regret it for the rest of your life.
Yeah, this could be like the last kind of super serious role he could play in
That's right.
a big battle. Instead of serving drinks, you could be dropping Sapphire Saber members into the maw of a volcano.
That's right. Let's face it, the Drake. You're not getting any younger, okay? If you miss out on this adventure, you will miss out on the opportunity to actually save not only this city, but your family as well. The fate of the very world depends on your participation.
Yeah, Shabba, give him the Braveheart speech.
We're going to destroy the headquarters of the cult. That's the mission.
But why me? Why does it have to be me?
I grab him by the shoulders and I shake him and I say, every hero has that same exact question. Why me? Why me? Why of all people would I be the chosen one? But you, the Drake, you are the chosen one. It is only you who can save us from this dearth of airship pilots for this mission to save the world. It's only you, the Drake. I mean, the Drake?
Kier Jaden did just tell us not to talk with anybody about this secret mission.
That's very true.
And we're literally doing it like where he could like have eyes and ears.
That's true.
In the middle of a crowded room full of refugees.
Yeah. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, so maybe we didn't talk about that with the Drake, but we tried to entice him to come on the mission through other means. We could tell him once he's agreed.
We didn't need to go into detail about where we're going. We just are telling him this is actually directly related to this battle that the city's fighting right now.
Yeah, that's all the detail we give him. The Drake, don't make me make a persuasion check on you.
I was just about to ask you to make one.
All right, let's see.
We have been talking for a while. Oh, wait, I'm not here. I'm climbing the rope back to the airship.
And while Azlo is making a persuasion check, I get real close to the Drake's face and I put my finger in between our faces and I say, and you know the best part, the Drake? If you come with us, you get one of these nifty hats.
Oh gosh, are we still wearing the great hats?
Oh, that's true. That's probably giving me a disadvantage on my persuasion roll. All right, I got a total of 25 Persuasion.
Would give you a circumstance bonus, if anything.
It is tempting to have one final glorious mission. But how much danger are we talking here? I couldn't bear to leave my family behind.
You very little. You'll be behind the wheel of the ship. The danger is ours.
His family's in tremendous danger. His family is in a city being sieged by orcs. In order to get him to be the pilot, we pick up his family.
Well, I was thinking about the same when you mentioned Almar Veckling, but I didn't know if they were actually any safer with us than they would be staying in the city. I mean, if I thought that they would be, like, clearly safer with us, then I would pick them up in a second.
I think both places are unsafe. I mean, here's what we could do. Here's the deal. Here's what you could pitch to him, Azlo. We will pick up your family with an airship, and we will drop them off in a place not swarmed by orcs. If you will go with us and learn how to pilot the ship.
Brilliant.
We'll drop them off in a safe, relocated, not orcish swarmed town. He's got to have cousins. He's got to have like relatives they could stay with.
Yeah, family in other towns nearby. Yeah.
Yeah, we're swooping by Lyddic's Cross on our way out. We could take his family west from here.
Yep.
And east from here and drop them off.
There you go.
Like away from the city.
Yeah, we do a good deed. We rescue a guy that we like. We like the Drake. We save his family, and as part of the deal, he learns to be a pilot.
All right, I'll accept.
Yes.
I knew you would.
As long as my family is safe and I'll be able to return to them.
Oh, we better pick a really safe town.
Yes, we will definitely rescue your family from this current battle.
And we will do everything possible in our power to ensure that you return home safely.